The story begins with a woman struggling to drag a man's dead body down a flight of stairs, but she suddenly loses her footing and both of them tumble all the way to the bottom. Even then, she refuses to give up. She gets back on her feet and struggles to drag the body outside, but the moment she looks around, she freezes. She's trapped in a secluded lake house with no one living for hundreds of miles. Worse still, her wrist is handcuffed to the dead man's, making escape almost impossible. She's completely stranded with no one who can help her. But how did she end up in this nightmare, and can she possibly survive? To find out, we have to go back exactly 24 hours. Emma has been having an affair with her husband Mark's junior colleague, Tom, for the past 3 years, but she no longer wants to continue the relationship. Since the next day is her 5th wedding anniversary with Mark, she decides to end things with Tom for good. Tom truly loves her and begs to see her one last time the following evening, but Emma refuses and walks away. The next morning, Emma gets ready and goes straight to Mark's office. The couple has planned to celebrate their anniversary with a special dinner. Mark is a lawyer, and while waiting for him, Emma notices a case file on his desk belonging to a criminal named Bobby. 10 years earlier, Bobby had broken into Emma's house intending to rob it. When she caught him, he attacked her. To save herself, Emma stabbed him in the eye with a key, leaving him permanently blind in one eye. Mark had handled that case, and that's how he and Emma first met. They eventually fell in love and got married, while Bobby was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Looking at the file, Emma tells Mark it's time to put that chapter behind them and move on with their lives. Later, they celebrate their anniversary at an elegant restaurant. During dinner, Mark surprises Emma with a beautiful diamond necklace. Wanting to make the occasion even more memorable, he blindfolds her and takes her to their secluded lake house. Mark drives for nearly 3 hours through the night. The unusually long trip makes Emma feel a little uneasy, but Mark reassures her that the surprise is almost there and keeps the blindfold on until they arrive. As soon as Emma steps inside, she sees the house beautifully decorated. One room is filled with photographs capturing the happiest moments they shared together, and the memories leave her emotional. A little later, she goes upstairs where Mark is already waiting. Speaking from the heart, he admits he was never the husband Emma deserved. He says he didn't give her enough time or love, but now he wants to change everything and spend the rest of his life making her happy. His words deeply move Emma, and the two share a quiet, intimate evening together. But the next morning, Emma wakes up to a horrifying sight. Mark is sitting silently on the edge of the bed. As she tries to move, she realizes her wrist has been handcuffed to his. Panicked, she demands to know what's happening. In a calm voice, Mark tells her, "Now it's time for you to pay for what you've done." Before Emma can understand what he means, Mark shoots himself with his pistol. Terrified, Emma tries to run, but the handcuffs keep her tied to Mark's body. She screams for help, but in such an isolated place, no one can hear her. Desperate, she tries to shoot the chain apart with Mark's pistol, but it's useless. There was only one bullet in the gun, and Mark already used it on himself. She then tries calling the police on the landline, only to discover that Mark disabled it beforehand. Left with no other choice, Emma begins dragging Mark's body through the house, searching for anything that might free her from the handcuffs. Then Emma notices a wedding dress in the room next door. When she takes it down, she discovers a hidden safe behind it, but she doesn't pay much attention to it and instead uses the wedding dress to help drag Mark's body downstairs. Suddenly, she loses her footing, and both of them tumble all the way to the bottom. After a difficult struggle, Emma gets back on her feet and finally drags Mark's body outside, but the moment she looks around, she's stunned. She's trapped at an isolated lake house with no one living for hundreds of miles. To make matters worse, the freezing cold outside is almost unbearable. Realizing how hopeless her situation is, Emma breaks down in tears. She then goes back inside and starts looking for her phone, but Mark had already dropped it into a jar of water the previous night. She quickly takes it out and tries to turn it on, but it's completely dead. While searching the kitchen, she finds the car keys in the trash. Since Mark burned all of her clothes the night before, Emma puts on his clothes and wraps plastic around her feet to protect herself from the freezing cold. She somehow drags Mark's body to the car and starts the engine, but the car dies almost immediately because the fuel tank has been completely emptied. Mark had planned for that as well. Emma can't understand why he went to such extreme lengths. Just then, the car radio suddenly turns on by itself, and a pre-recorded message from Mark begins to play. He says, "When I met you, you had nothing. You were just a poor girl. I gave you a name, money, and every luxury you could ever want. Even after everything I did for you, you betrayed me. You should have been grateful for everything I gave you. Instead, you spent years enjoying my money with that black guy." Mark wanted Emma to suffer for her betrayal, but unfortunately, he would never be alive to see it. With no other option left, Emma returns to the house and washes the blood off her face. She then desperately tries to remove the diamond necklace Mark gave her, but it refuses to come off. Finally, she drags Mark's body into the basement, hoping to find a tool that can free her. But the moment she turns on the lights, she realizes Mark has already removed every tool from the basement. Now her biggest problem is getting Mark's heavy body back upstairs. She pulls with all her strength again and again, but every attempt ends with the body slipping back into the basement. The repeated effort leaves Emma screaming in pain. Even so, she refuses to give up and eventually drags the body into another room. There, she notices Bobby's photograph hanging on the wall. Seeing it, Emma realizes Mark's horrifying plan isn't over yet. Bobby is the same man she sent to prison years ago. At that moment, she hears footsteps outside the front door. Frightened, Emma quickly runs over and locks it. But when she hears Tom's voice, she opens the door and lets him inside. The moment Tom sees Mark's body, he's horrified and asks, "What happened? And why did you text me to come here?" Emma looks just as surprised and replies, "I didn't ask you to come. Bringing you here was part of Mark's plan." Emma immediately tells Tom to call the police, but Tom stops her and says, "If the police come, you'll be the first suspect. Mark left all the evidence pointing at you. You've already wiped the blood off your face. You'll never be able to prove you're innocent, so no matter what, don't call the police." Just then, both of them notice a vehicle approaching the house. Tom immediately tells Emma, "Whatever happens, don't come outside." After saying that, he walks out alone. The man who steps out of the vehicle introduces himself as a plumber. Trying to hide what's happening inside the house, Tom tells him to leave, but the plumber refuses, saying, "I didn't drive 250 kilometers just to turn around and go back." Left with no other choice, Tom even offers him more than the agreed payment in an attempt to send him away. But before the plumber can respond, the second man sitting in the vehicle steps out and stabs Tom in the stomach, killing him on the spot. It turns out the two men are Bobby and his brother Jimmy. Bobby is the same man Emma sent to prison 10 years earlier. As part of his master plan, Mark somehow arranged for Bobby to be released so he could finally take revenge on Emma. Bobby forces his way into the house and starts searching for her. While Jimmy is only interested in stealing the diamonds, Jimmy tells Bobby, "Let's take the diamonds and get out of here." But Bobby is obsessed with revenge and refuses to leave without finding Emma. Meanwhile, Emma secretly drags Mark's body into a nearby shed, where she finally finds a sharp tool. She's just about to cut off Mark's hand to free herself from the handcuffs when Jimmy notices the trail of blood leading to the shed. He walks toward it, and as soon as Emma hears his footsteps, she quickly hides. The moment Jimmy steps inside and sees Mark's body, he panics and calls Bobby. When Bobby arrives, both brothers notice that one of Mark's hands has been cut off. They assume Emma has already freed herself and escaped, not realizing she's hiding inside the shed and listening to everything. Jimmy tells Bobby, "The man who hired us to kill Emma is already dead. Whether we finish the job or not doesn't matter anymore. Let's just take the diamonds and leave." But Bobby refuses to leave without killing Emma, so the two brothers continue searching for her. The brothers return to the safe, but once again they're disappointed because it can't be opened without both the correct fingerprint and password. Bobby tells Jimmy to bring Mark's body while he continues searching for Emma. Meanwhile, Emma finds a gas can inside the shed and drags it to the parking area, where she begins filling the car's fuel tank. But then she hears someone's footsteps and quickly hides. The moment Bobby sees the fuel tank, he realizes Emma is trying to escape, so he slashes all 4 tires of the car. Seeing this, Emma runs for her life and hides in the basement. Bobby notices the basement door moving and slowly heads toward it. At the same time, Emma quietly climbs the basement stairs, hoping to get back into the house. But the moment she reaches the top, she freezes because Jimmy is coming toward her with Mark's body, while Bobby is approaching from below. Before either of them can catch her, Emma presses the car key and sets off the car alarm. Hearing the alarm, both brothers rush toward the parking area. Taking advantage of the distraction, Emma goes over to Tom's body. She becomes emotional, hugs him one last time, then takes his shoes and leaves. When Bobby and Jimmy reach the car, they find nothing there. Jimmy warns his brother not to make another mistake that could send him back to prison, but Bobby refuses to listen and says letting Emma live 10 years ago was the biggest mistake of his life. He blames her for losing their home and says the diamonds are the only thing that can solve all their problems now. Jimmy finally agrees. They decide to search the house again, with Jimmy entering through the front door and Bobby through the back. Soon, Jimmy notices Tom's shoes are missing and immediately signals Bobby. Meanwhile, Bobby searches room after room until he suddenly comes face to face with Emma. Emma attacks him with all her strength, knocking him unconscious. She immediately tries to take his car keys, but Jimmy arrives before she can escape. Emma attacks him as well and locks both brothers inside the same room. Before she can get away, Bobby smashes the car window and pulls her back outside. During the struggle, Emma somehow manages to call the police. Furious, Bobby brutally beats her, Jimmy urges him to leave because the police could arrive at any moment. But Bobby refuses to listen and knocks Emma unconscious. When she finally wakes up, she finds herself handcuffed to Mark's dead body once again. Bobby threatens her and demands the safe's password, but Emma refuses to tell him the correct one. Enraged, Bobby tries to kill her. Jimmy tries to stop him, but Bobby angrily shoves him aside. Just then, Jimmy notices a pistol lying on the floor. He quickly picks it up, points it at Bobby, and says, "That's enough. I can't watch you go back to prison again." Holding Bobby at gunpoint, Jimmy frees Emma from the handcuffs. The moment she's free, Emma gives them the correct password to the safe. Bobby uses Mark's thumbprint along with the password and finally opens it. But instead of diamonds, there's only a hacksaw inside with a note that says, "The diamonds are close to her heart." Bobby immediately realizes Mark is talking about the diamond necklace around Emma's neck. Jimmy tries every tool he can find to remove it, but nothing works because Mark had it specially designed so it could never be taken off. Bobby then realizes Mark wanted him to use the hacksaw to cut Emma's throat and take the necklace. He grabs the saw and charges toward her, but Jimmy does everything he can to stop him. During their struggle, an iron rod pierces Jimmy's head, killing him instantly. Seeing his brother die, Bobby completely loses control and blames Emma for everything. He brutally attacks her. Emma tries to escape, but Bobby stabs her in the leg before he can stab her in the head. Emma grabs a nearby tool and strikes him, knocking him to the ground. Taking advantage of the moment, she handcuffs Bobby's wrist to Mark's dead body and runs away. But even while dragging Mark's body behind him, Bobby refuses to stop chasing her. Meanwhile, Emma somehow reaches the parking area, starts the car, and tries to escape. But as soon as she drives forward, Bobby suddenly appears in front of the vehicle. To save herself, Emma slams the accelerator and runs him over, throwing him several feet away. The impact sends her car crashing into a nearby house. Even then, Bobby, consumed by revenge, drags Mark's body all the way to the wrecked car. But by then, Emma has already climbed out, injured and barely able to move. She struggles to crawl away, but Bobby catches her and starts choking her. As they fight, the frozen lake beneath them begins to crack. At the last moment, Emma kicks Bobby with all her strength, sending him crashing through the ice along with Mark's body. But as he falls, he pulls Emma into the freezing water with him. Even underwater, Bobby continues trying to kill her, to save herself. Emma blinds his remaining eye. Unable to fight any longer, Bobby sinks into the icy depths. But Emma's nightmare still isn't over. She's lost beneath the frozen lake with thick ice covering the surface above her. Everything goes quiet for a few moments. Then Emma uses the knife to break through the ice and finally reaches the surface. After surviving every horrifying ordeal, she finally escapes her husband's terrifying master plan. Moments later, the sound of approaching police sirens can be heard, and with that, the movie comes to an end. What do you think? Was Mark justified, or did he go way too far in the name of revenge? And if you were in his place, what would you have done?